A single seed can wait, hopeful, for centuries before bursting out of its shell to grow. Much of a young plant's life is just taking the risk. In her book, Lab Girl, Hope Jaron compares a tree's life to one of a human. The seed, or the embryo, sits on the ground for years before seizing the perfect opportunity to risk it all. Trees will grow uncontrollably for a 10-year period, the teenage years. Then they settle into the monotony of adulthood, where the only goal is to stay alive until the next year. As Jaron says, a tree has a life, similar to, but different from our own. How does Jaron's Lab Girl incorporate the big ideas of biology? The first big idea is that the process of evolution drives the diversity and unity of life. In nature, to evolve is the right way to survive. As Jaron states, every once in a while, a plant gets an idea to make a new leaf that changes everything, and in some cases, this new leaf will change the game of life. For example, the spines of the Koya cactus are actually the leaves of the plant. The leaves allow the cactus to grow in the desert and be the only green thing around to eat for miles. The first big idea is also present in the epilogue, where Jaron asks readers to plant an oak tree. She discusses all the different types of oak trees that can be found in the world because no matter where you live, there will be at least one species out of about 200 that suits your natural environment. Over millions of years, the oak tree has evolved to suit its natural environment in the world. As a result, the oak tree is now one of the most diverse species on the planet. The next big idea is that living systems store, retrieve, transmit, and respond to information essential to life processes. In a 1979 study done at the University of Washington, researchers came to the astounding conclusion that trees may be able to communicate, or at least help their fellow trees, by releasing airborne chemicals called volatile organic compounds. In the experiment, Sitka willow trees that were infested by tent caterpillars released VOCs into the air, allowing willow trees within a mile of them to fortify their leaves with caterpillar poison. As Jaron says, the trees may not care about humanity, but during a crisis, the trees take care of each other. This shows that the Sitka willows within a mile of the original were able to use the VOCs from the air to protect themselves from the caterpillars. This big idea is also shown in the leaves of a tree. The first leaf of a tree is built based on a basic genetic template. After that, there is nearly endless room for improvisation. There are different leaves for different species. Think of the points on a holly leaf, the star of a maple leaf, a heart-shaped ivy leaf, a triangular fern frond, or the fingery leaves of a palm. Not only are there different leaves for different species, but no two leaves on a single tree are the same. The third big idea shown in Lab Girl is that biological systems interact, and these systems and their interactions possess complex properties. For example, Hope Jaron writes about the wasp that must reproduce inside a fig. The fig also cannot grow and be fertilized without the wasp. When the female wasp crawls inside the fig, she brings the pollen of the fig she hatched in. These two species have been interacting in this way for about 90 million years. This big idea is again shown in the relationship between adult maple trees and saplings. Every night, the adult maple tree will passively move water up from the roots in the ground towards the roots of the sapling to help the sapling live to fight another day. This relationship exemplifies pretty much the only interaction between adult maple trees and saplings. Water is not the only thing the sapling needs to live, but water will help ease the fight. Each beginning is the end of a waiting. We are given exactly one chance to be. Each of us is both impossible and inevitable. Hope Jaron, Lab Girl.